That's fair.
Yo, what's up, B?
Everything's cool. Yeah, I'm cool, fam.
Yeah. DJ, what's up, man? I'm a rapper. I'm an MC. I'm the Riddler.
Where you got skills?
Yeah, I'm pretty hot. I think I'm all right. I'm that's in Bermuda. You know, I could do that.
Yeah, what's popping then?
I'm just trying to, see what's up with this event, see what's up with other events. We're young. We're just trying to get on. There ain't no place for MCs to rap in Bermuda.
Well, actually, I spit at the next spot you made my bit of flex head. You wanna feel some of that, dear?
Oh, sure, man. Anywhere where there's a mic, you're playing some hot rhythms. As long as you're for real, and I'm following.
All right, cool, man. Let's make a move. You got skills. Let me just hear you drop a verse for me as we make moves, man.
All right, that sounds hot.
Yeah, let me hear something, man. What's happening?
All right, hey, man, let me see. What I got coming up? All right, this is the one. Fellas need to respect the ladies, protect your necks, you ain't ready for no babies. These times is hard enough as it is. The last thing we need is to breed all these kids having kids. Fellas need to respect the ladies.
Oh, left me behind, man.
Good evening. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Okay, we must have a full UBIS bar tonight. That's a lot of people feeling good, sounds like. Welcome to Nanuletu. We're here at the wonderful UBIS bar on Angle Street. My name is, I go by many names, as you would expect from any typical everyday force of nature. But you can call me tonight, you can call me Lumumba, which means he is brilliant, and that is accurate. Or VJ, which is my government name, which means victory. So what we do here is an open mic night every Wednesday. And if you know anything about spoken word or open mics in Bermuda, you know Beatnik, who is also a big part of what we do. Beatnik actually was a founding member of Flow Sundays as well. And the funny part is that he left Flow at midnight on Sunday. I was there, and he just got here like 10 minutes ago, which he walks really slow for some reason. I mean, it's in the Reed Street to Angle Street, but whatever. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into some spoken word right away with one of our other founding members, Miss Lauren Hill. I said Lauren Hill. Lauren Francis, give us some love.
Good evening. This poem is entitled Survivor. She walks slowly as bruised bare heels hit hard, cold floor, splinters to the bone. Head hangs heavily in hands held, bearing the scars of her toil, soil in her fingernails. Blood-stained clothes ripped from yesterday's whipping. Lord knows she's wishing for something in the form of a miracle, like death, or for white people to develop a heart, or a conscience, or a life, unsupported by the ownership of her people. Her strife unequaled to their insecurity. The peril of her nation, her family, is their industry. Yet something urges her to live. Her body is weak with the horrors untold. Her age unfolds before its time, and I wonder what stories lie behind her dark crimson eyes. Cast weary shadows across an aura once radiant, like the beauty of the earth, now barely visible beneath the curse that creases her mahogany skin. Though the pain battles her faith every day, she still has the will to live. And as the rain stings her wounds, she maintains these are the last days of this. The last days, she says. In a whisper heard by no one, she prays. And although unsure what salvation and afterlife will bring, she knows her struggle is for those not yet born. So worn she is from restlessness and anxiety. By day, her eyes speak of obedience and piety. By day, she is a slave. But by night, screams of rebellion pierce the moonlit sky, and with fire in her heart, she refuses to allow the shackles to fetter its beat and choke its ties to Africa. By night, she becomes a survivor. witness to many who have perished, buried by the shiploads in the hulls of history untold, lost in time like the shrills of her children, taken, this intrusion, this inhumanity she may never reconcile, but still she goes on living, knowing that freedom lay just on the other side of time, where black souls will rise again, unchained and unshackled. And she weeps, but not for her enslavement, but for liberation. Her cries are in remembrance, and I will honor her, this survivor. And as she walks slowly, her dark crimson eyes stare back at me, and I feel as though I know her. And I extend her hand, but her silhouette disappears, leaving me standing, crying at my own image in the mirror. Thank you.
Laura Francis, keep your love up. Wasn't that wonderful? I see a lot of newcomers in the audience tonight, so I'm going to do a quick explanation of what the word Nanuletu means. The word Nanuletu came to me through from a roommate of mine in college, University of Sussex, called Nema Nsingwa. I believe that was her name. We were doing a brainstorming session about what we're going to call a literary journal, student literary journal, and she said, why not call it Nanuletu? I said, that hit my ear really good. So I said, what does that mean? And she said, our word. So what we do is we speak our word into this mic every Wednesday at UBIS Bar. So that's it. It's Nanuletu, and that's the movement, and that's where the name came from. And you need to come back and speak your word, because you have a chance to do that as well. And right now, we have a special treat. This is rare. It was actually even rare back then. But this is very rare for Mr. Beatnik to be at the mic, spitting his knowledge and wisdom. Give him some love, Beatnik.
Yeah, peace and love, peoples. For those who know me, they know that I'm used to forgetting my lines, but that's not going to happen tonight, you know? I exhale collective musical pathwaves that beat eardrums and vibrate heart murmurs, exploding into melodic visions of lyrics, escaping from speakers like time travelers shaped in human styling and seeking their realness in the midst of urban airwaves' high-frequency turbulence. Like when I photograph the future like Gordon Parks and capture the image of the drum and the bass as they merge on the dance floor to settle the score, as the flutes and bells recount the battle, step by step. And somewhere in between these stark contrasts and bleak realities, I count the casualties from the fallout of supersized lies that has us lacking in action, regressing, never addressing predetermined ideas of progress while we make treaties with assumptions that hold us hostage like world banks. But you see me? I recite mantras about being free of digital distractions while walking down memory lane on cloudy days, trying to relive those past glory days that confront our present image. When we confront our present image on the road to recovery, where iTunes will be replaced by I tunes. And we tune into nonfiction FM to be free of economic bondage that's inherited by look-good generations whose mirrored reflection is merely a ghetto act. As the nation awaits legislation to pour 2-for-1 cocktails of leaked files that are stored in development programs that will have our dreams dead in the streets, riddled with bullets, taking its last breath.
More love for Beatnik. Come on, you can do better than that. Now, I have a confession. That's like one of the first times I ever really listened to Beatnik recite a poem. And I don't know about you, but I want myself an I 5. Yeah, yeah, that's he said I 5. You didn't hear him? You ain't paying attention. See, I'm paying attention, you ain't paying attention. What? Riddler, it's your first time here, you know. Okay, give him some more love. That's Beatnik. Yes. It's important that you show as much love as possible on Beatnik because he has surprisingly delicate self-esteem. So, that's my mate, that's my DJ. Just happy to have him. Now, I wasn't gonna do something tonight, but I think I have to now. Only because something came to me the other day, yesterday, I think at rehearsal, that it's a surprising coincidence. I have to explain the piece I'm going to do first. There are two references made in this piece. It was written in the late 90s. So there's one reference, the Mark of the Beast, turn it upside down, add a 1, which becomes 1999. So that's why I call it the dawn of a millennium. And then there is a piece that says, right after they shot Malcolm. Now, there's a young man that was recently killed in Bermuda called Malcolm Quayshawn Augustus. He's a former student of mine. When I wrote this piece in the late 90s, I was talking about Malcolm X. But a lot of the stuff that's in this piece is still very relevant, more today in Bermuda than ever. And I have to do this piece and dedicate it to Quayshawn, who I knew Malcolm as Quayshawn. He was my student, one of my students at the Educational Center. I want to dedicate it to him and all of the other young black males who are struggling in this senseless war. So it's called One Commandment, and it's literally been over a decade since I've done this, so bear with me. I'm just gonna do it like slow so I can get it all proper. I will be syphilis for slave mentalities, seeking and destroying irrationalities. I will create immune deficiencies in these organisms that support self-destructive software, programs that lead us to nowhere. I tear holes in the mark of the beast, at least. Then I turn it upside down, add a 1, and rename it the dawn of a millennium. I built an asylum right after they shot Malcolm just to provide relief for the beef. I'm about to begin. I'm about to begin. I'm about to begin. I'm about to begin rebirth, after which birth will be eternal, eternally giving me sense and sensibility so that we may see iniquity before we are absorbed by it. Absorbed by it. Absorbed by it. Before we are absorbed by it. And I will be Ebola viruses for viruses that invade our brains with disdain for things that come natural to us. Plus, I will reinvent a lost continent in my thought processes. I said, I will reinvent a lost continent in my thought processes. Processes proceeding toward freedom. Freedom as in kingdom, which means domain over which I am king. And I will bring one commandment down from the mountaintop to drop on all the black brains in my domain. And that commandment will be, thou shalt be free. Thank you. That's Nanu. More love, more love, more love. That works for me too. Excellent. Okay, this has been Nanu Letu. Thank you for coming out. You don't have to go home. Beatnik's gonna play for a little while. Buy up the bar, and let's just mingle. I made up a word, lingo. It means lingo, linger and mingle. Lingo. So let's lingo. It's not dirty. It sounds dirty, but it's not. So, lingo, everybody. Thanks for coming out.
Coming up, we're still trying to rap, and because that was like one of the only few places that we could perform, we would like try and find other opportunities. So we would like try and get concerts, like concert gigs whenever it was coming to Birmingham. I remember the first time we guys ever performed was at Spinning Wheel, right over there, right across the street. We guys like 16, still in high school. I had like a broken leg actually. It was kind of weird. Got a broken leg on my bike, so I'm like performing on crutches, all like trying to get in. But we opened up for this group called Lost Boys. You ever heard of them? Lost Boys. They're like the biggest rap group in the universe at the time. But I mean, you know, everyone's the Lex Coupes, the Beamers, and the Benz. To all of my people in the pens. To the hood, East Coast, West Coast, the worldwide. Here's a song about a shorty named Renee that I met one day on my way back from John Jay. Nothing? You youngsters, man. You youngsters ain't got no culture, man. No respect for your history.
I ain't got no respect for my history. Why do you think I asked about Chewstick in the first place?
I guess so, but I'm just saying, like, man, this is like classics. But, like, all the opportunities that we got, we would never have been able to do it if it weren't for the support of our parents. I know your parents always got your back, so you should cherish that there.
Yeah.
The other people that we had looking out for us was JT, who was our manager. So like when we was called the JTM crew, it was the Jonathan Tobin Management Crew. And it wasn't that sexy. That's maybe why we didn't take off. But anyway, I'm thinking JT might be hurt. I don't know. It was a good vibe. You might know him from the Underground. Comes on the radio sometimes. You know the Can You Rip It hip-hop show that happened at Barclay a couple months back?
Yeah.
Well, JT is still doing his thing out there today, and he was like instrumental in our career back then. Anyway, our parents wanted to kind of get into our education because it wasn't looking that we were going to be going platinum, as they say. Yeah. So we went off to school, which ended up being really good, because then we got to kind of like get exposed to all different types of music. Guys even started playing instruments.
I want to play an instrument.
Serious?
Yeah.
What you want to play?
I want to play guitar.
Hello? Let's do it. I could show you a couple things. I wish I started when I was your age. I started late, son. If I started when I was 12, if you start now, you'd be a beast by the time you get my age, because I'm old. Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of how that was in the early days.
So, what happened after that?
Well, we guys came back from school. That was like early 2000s. And Flo and Nanulatu have both kind of shut up, like they just shut down since then. It was real mug too, because I was coming back all excited to play, but there weren't nowhere to do it. So the whole crew, all the rappers from back in the day, Ty was like the hard R&B singer. God was like, look, let's do something else. Let's make something new, because we knew we had to do something.